This is the BWF Wrestling Podcast. With your host and the leader of the BWF Nation, the King, Susan's Little Babu, the undisputed BWF Champion, Aaron Bishop!
BWF Nation, it's that time again for another episode of the BWF Wrestling Podcast. This week, we deep dive into what is considered to be the greatest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 17. Also, we start showcasing some of our WrestleCon talent. This week, we start with August Artois. And if you haven't already, please, as always, go to the Hunting Party channel at the bottom of your screen here and subscribe to our YouTube. G. Patrick Condon, throw it over to you, my friend. How's it going this week?
Thank you, Aaron. Yes, missed the spin around this week. I thought that was a nice touch. Hopefully you'll bring that back.
I will bring it back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Caught me off guard, sorry.
It's been a great week. Been really excited about WrestleMania coming up. We are getting everything together. We're going to start releasing some videos, start really hyping up this train as WrestleMania season is, it's upon us now, but WrestleMania weekend is about 2 weekends away, I guess.
We are 18 days, 18 days away, something like that. Yeah, we're less than 3 weeks. It's
amazing.
Crazy.
It's amazing stuff. Yeah, I know. There's so much to do and so little time, but I think we're going to be ready, and
I think so.
And we'll see what happens. Just want to say as well to all the people out there, you got to comment on this stuff. You know, you got to watch the entire episodes as we are on. Let's see if I got the something here that's appropriate for this. Okay, let's try. We are doing 3,000.
The march to 3,000.
That's right, folks. We are on the march to get monetized by the end of WrestleMania. That's our goal here. And in doing that, we're going to be releasing videos. We're going to be doing giveaways. We are going to try and entice you guys to watch as much as possible so that we hit that 3,000 hour mark and we get monetized as we celebrate our 1 year anniversary. Aaron, are we going to be able to do it?
I think so, my friend. You know, we're not quite halfway there, but by the time we get to WrestleMania weekend, I'm assuming we're going to be a third of the way there. WrestleMania should push us all the way through. Our prizes are going to be awesome. Our live streaming is going to be fun. We're going to have great interviews. We're going to have merch to give out. I mean, it's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be a wild ride. So thank you, everybody, for joining us from home on this roller coaster that we are taking together. It's something else, man. It's something else. I never thought we'd be in this position.
No, and thank our lucky stars. I mean, we were on the phone with Mr. Ken Patera just a day ago. I mean, it's all happening. He's going to be amazing. But our hours levels have gone up in the last couple of weeks, as I told you. And I am asking you here, live on air on the show, Aaron, are you responsible for that? Are you just letting the show stream over and over again on various devices?
Honestly, after you told me that our hours were skyrocketing, I started doing a little bit of that. But it wasn't until you told me. It was not until you told me. I was like, well, fuck it. I might as well start chiming in and try to chip in here and get those hours pumped.
Dirty shyster McMahon move, and I'm not surprised, but thank you for admitting it anyways. But folks, come on. I mean, don't even just let it play. There's entertaining stuff happening throughout all of this. And the loneliness that is most of our lives right now. You just want to have a couple of buddies chit-chatting. We're the guys, you know. Aaron's the nice guy. I'm the cool one, is what I've heard. Is that I'm the cool one, you know. That doesn't really put anybody over, is a little bit too sly, one step ahead. And Aaron's like the lovable, kind of buffoon, I guess, is what I've been hearing. Aaron, what do you say?
Buffoon, what the fuck?
Not me. I think you're just lovable, full stop. I mean, I'm just saying what I'm hearing on the internet or whatever,
Oh, okay.
It's not me. I think people are just jealous because of your inside knowledge. And as a result, the tensions are high and fucking wrestling fans or whatever. I think you're just sweet, full stop.
I have been called the sweetest man from Gander, Newfoundland. I think your mom actually called me that.
All right. Okay. Enough. Why are they applauding? That's okay. Awesome. So yes, Aaron, we're going to try and get to 3,000. We thought it was 5,000. And so really, we got 2,000 free views just like that.
There you go.
I mean, my God. What else is going on in the world? Are you we're done sort of doing the queue up. Are we asking anybody to go to Kofi anymore? No, I don't think so. Let go. I mean, I think the thing is still there. We're going to be using a lot of OSW review stuff. So make sure you subscribe to them. Although I'd imagine if you're finding this, you probably know those guys. Nevertheless, I guess we are, speak now forever, hold your peace, going on to the news.
Yes, sir. Let's roll to the news.
Feel bad about that. I feel bad. I gotta say this in the news. I feel bad about that buffoon comment now because I don't think you'd ever say something like that about me. So, geez, I should. Even if people are saying it, Aaron, I should not have brought that up to you, and I apologize.
It's okay, my friend. I know I can be a little goofy, a little silly here and there.
It's a work. I mean, we are playing characters. Sure. I'm the cool character, and you're the lovable one. Whatever.
I am. I'm lovable. I'm very lovable. I even wear Taylor Swift shirts. If you don't even recognize where that's from, it's from a Taylor Swift song, by the way.
Most of our audience is a huge crossover with our Swifties as well. So
I think so. Yeah. But anyway, this week in the news, we're just going to pretty much go over the updated WrestleMania card as of now. This is Saturday, March 16th. SmackDown was last night, and we had 3 new matches announced. As Condon brings up the card, I will say LA Knight and AJ Styles. Man, I don't know, man. Like we all seen it coming. Am I anticipating it? Not really. But I digress.
No, but you don't like LA Knight.
I do not.
So you're a hater. I have been wanting to see an AJ Styles match since he came in. Obviously. Never thought I would ever get the chance, and I've gone to multiple pay-per-views now. I've never got the opportunity, so knock on wood, this is it. But I hear you. I think it's got a sleeper match potential, though. I think it'll probably be on night 1, night 2. It'll probably end up being the best match of the night, is my take. That's my thought. Aaron.
Really? Best match of the night? Wow. I don't know about that. I think that 6-pack ladder match has a lot of potential. The tag match is going to be good. I don't know, man.
What's the tag? Oh, the you mean the main event?
The main event, yeah.
I think that I'm just looking through. I think that it's a very solid WrestleMania card. I think that the Gunther and Sami Zayn match is probably going to be better when it's all said and done than Gunther Lesnar. That match at the best of times was not going to be a very long match anyways, I don't think. And I think Sammy is going to give Gunther a really good match. I think it's going to be a great matchup. And that's going to be the best match of its night. So this is Oh, no, they're not saying if it's on Saturday or Sunday yet at all. Your thoughts on that?
I actually agree with everything you just said regarding Sammy, Gunther, and Brock. 100%. That is going to be a really great match. It's going to be a match deserving of the Intercontinental Championship, and they could literally go either way. They could give Sammy his big win, or they could keep Gunther's dominant reign going. So it'll be full of false finishes, and we'll be losing our minds. It'll be great.
Yeah, high hopes for that. Probably the match of the entire weekend. And like you said, the fact that it really could go either way is going to be amplified on the night. So I'm pumped for that. Logan Paul, Randy, and Kevin, those are three guys. We're wondering like what the combination of that is going to be. Triple threat match. It'll be good. Yourself, what do you think?
I'm not a big fan of Orton or Owens, but I do think this is the best version of Orton that we've seen in a lot of years. I'm hoping Logan Paul wins this match and continues on, actually. I think this is a good opportunity for a Kevin Owens heel turn to turn on Randy and for Logan to sneak out with the victory.
Are they buddies on this now? Kevin
As of right now.
Oh, okay.
As of now, yeah. So there's something happening. There's going to be a couple turns, man. WrestleMania 40. Someone's turning somewhere.
Yeah.
No matter who.
Well, I think we're going to see a double turn with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Maybe not necessarily at the same time. I think Seth, who I don't know if he was ever really a babyface, but he's certainly stuck in there now. I think what the consensus. I'm sure you've said this in your Notre Dame's.
Notre Dame's, yeah. Okay. Quick story. I got to interject here right quick. My wife, Susan, had no idea who Nostradamus was, and she said, do not make that reference on the show because nobody will know what that is. You're old as fuck. So thank you for bringing up Nostradamus before I did on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Susan's right a lot of the time, but I think that everybody knows. I mean, our audience is not like we're getting like the 19-year-olds here that
no.
You know.
I thought for sure that everybody just knew who Nostradamus was. Like I
think so. Yeah, I mean, it's not like Nutra. How do you pronounce it again? Nostradamus. Nostradamus. It's not like Nostradamus was like a big sensation when we were coming up or whatever. The guy's been dead and part of sort of general knowledge for hundreds of years at this point. So,
yeah.
But yeah, getting back to your predictions, I guess the general consensus is that Seth is going to cause Cody to lose the tag team match, turn on him, and then go on against Drew, probably lose to babyface Drew.
I think it's going to be the opposite way. I think Drew and Seth are actually going to start off night one, WrestleMania. Just like Seth and Lesnar did a few years ago at WrestleMania 35, it's going to be Drew and Seth first thing. And Drew is going to win the title and is going to do something to Seth in his mindset. And come that tag match, look out.
So you think that the tag match, is that Seth's going to work two matches on night one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Women's matches, Bayley and retaining.
Go Sky. Yeah. Do you even care about this match? I don't. I'll be honest. Like, it's good that Bayley's getting her moment, but outside of that, I don't give a shit.
Okay. And I'm not. Here's the thing. The 3 of the 4 women that are in the 2 women's matches now, I enjoy thoroughly. Bayley's was my pick. Io Sky was the best woman in that War Games match. I think it's going to overstay its welcome, though. I think it's going to be longer than what it needs to be, that match. And it's just going to be overbooked. And, and I think it's not going to get the heat that maybe it would if it was a quicker match. That's my thought. Same with night 2. I think that they're going to give Rhea and Becky too much time when it would be great if, say, Rhea just came in and just beat the hell out of Becky, a la, like Lesnar, Cena kind of thing at SummerSlam or something unexpected or interesting like that to wake people up. But I imagine it's just going to be kind of another long, just inflated give them their time, 20-plus minute match where Rhea is going to win. My thought.
Rhea will win. I think it will be a good match. But just for me personally right now, I'm not that invested in the Becky Lynch character. So as it'll be a great match. Yeah, this go too long. And unless, as you said, Rhea comes in and just Lesnar's her, just like he did Cena, it won't be, memorable. You're not going to be going back from this 5 years from now to watch the match again.
And that's the thing with the big women matches, is that it's still at a point where it's almost patronizing. There's just like, they won't give any of these matches any less time. Like, it always has to be these 20-minute matches that the crowd is dead for. And even though the crowd likes all of the 4 women that are in this, they're hot when they come out. Fan support, whatever. But on these shows, they always go way too long. They never switch it up with these sort of big matches like that. So I think that's going to be a similar thing, but who knows? And then the Uso versus Uso match, which I don't know. I wasn't interested in it when it was rumored ages ago. I'm not interested in it now, to be honest.
No, we have Yeet versus No Yeet, where we know Yeet is going to win. You know what? The other 2 brother versus brother matches, that heel did end up winning the match. So, I mean, I guess they could go the heel route. But, I mean, Jay is just so hot right now. It would just be detrimental to him if he couldn't overcome the one obstacle that was in his way to win the championship from Roman Reigns, which is his brother. So, Jay has to win this match, or everything they've done to build this character is for naught, in my opinion.
Do you think? I don't know. I mean, if Vince was booking the show 100%, I think it would be Jimmy, because in all of these, not even just the brother versus brother stuff, in a lot of these tag team breakups, it's, the bad guy or the one that they see the least potential in will win the first match.
Like Christian and Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, and Christian and Edge.
And Christian and Edge, yeah, I guess. The Christian and Edge, they never had a match at WrestleMania, though. Not together.
No, they didn't. I'm just talking overall. Yeah. Like we did when we did the Edge and Christian show. Was it their only match that they had on pay-per-view? Christian won, or did they go back and forth? Either way, Christian won the first match out of the hop.
They only had one pay-per-view match. Yeah, go back and watch their episode in your archives. But yeah, they had one pay-per-view match, and they had a match on Raw. Christian won the IC match. IC title on Raw, and then Edge won the pay-per-view ladder match to win the title back.
There you go. I need to go back and watch. I need to go back and watch the archive.
I actually watched that the other night.
Oh, wow. Do you have any thoughts on who the other tag teams are going to be in the 6-pack ladder match clusterfuck challenge?
Ooh, that was part of our viewer mail this week. So I guess, yeah, we can.
Oh, do we have viewer mail this week? Okay.
We have some viewer mail.
I'm out of the loop here. Okay, well,
let's transition right into viewer mail.
Well, actually, because there is one piece of news that I'd like to bring up, because we are very WWE centric, but I still have a bit of AEW news. If you want to humor me for a bit, but this week, obviously, Mercedes Moné debuted on AEW Dynamite. They had apparently been paying her, or maybe at least had her signed for a couple of months. Word is that her contract is one of the most lucrative female contracts in all wrestling. The ratings came back, no bump, no change, nothing. She didn't do anything. What are your thoughts?
Obviously. Sorry, I'm not a Monet fan, not a Sasha Banks fan, never have been. I mean, $10 million a year is what I've heard that she's getting paid. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I know Okada's getting $4 million.
No.
Apparently she's getting 10 million pounds. I don't know, I read a European site, it was 10 million pounds, which equals to be almost as 10 million USD. So unless the website is wrong, which it very well could be, because it's the fucking internet. But yeah, I read that he's getting 4 million, Okada, and she's getting 10. Fucking crazy.
It is. It's bad. It's bad business by Tony, but who knows what their budget is, or if that's even just a drop in the bucket of how much money they have coming in. But Okada's not worth $4 million. He's probably worth $4 million to keep him from going to the WWE. But I mean, I don't know where he would be. I don't know. I really don't know what the foreign kind of experience will be for wrestlers now that Triple H is running the show. But I
just think of, the butchering of Shinsuke Nakamura, Tajiri. As awesome as Tajiri was, he was never going to be a main star. I don't know, like, who are some of the other Japanese wrestlers recently that came to the WWE? Fucking Kenta. Oh my God, they fucking bombed with him.
He never recovered.
No,
he hasn't recovered.
So, I mean, it just seems like that everybody that comes over on the male side, anyway, the female side is a little bit better. Io Sky's from Stardom and whatever. But everybody on the male side, man, if you come over to the WWE, you're done.
Yeah. But again, now that it's different people running the show, maybe it wouldn't be the same. But I don't think that they were going to pay Okada $4 million.
No, my God, no. They're not giving Okada John Cena money, like off the hop, or Brock Lesnar money. No, not happening.
And so, I mean, they've signed now 3 of the biggest free agents that were available, and it has not really done anything to change perception or viewership.
Not yet, though. But I mean, I actually watched Big Business, the Dynamite, all the way through the other night, and I thought it was actually really good. And Will Ospreay cut a fucking amazing promo, and I even looked at Susan, and I was like, "This guy's fucking good." I just give it some time, man. Just give it some time, because they had the pieces. So now it's all about creative and execution.
All right. I look forward to it. I have not watched Big Business. I saw the match card going into it, and it didn't do much for me.
Go back and at least watch Revolution. It's good pay-per-view, man. Like AEW, they got.
I'm not doing anything, okay? You don't tell me to do anything.
Sorry, my bad.
Right? You think I'm just sitting around the house here, looking at a wall, trying to find some content to ingest, Aaron? Jesus. But yeah,
sorry.
No, I don't know. I mean, my goal, not my goal. The reality of it is, I don't know that I'll watch another wrestling show before we go to WrestleMania. The only things I'm starting to watch this week is Ken Patera. I'm gonna look into Bulldog number 1.
Pitbull number 1.
All right. Anyways,
Gary
that's
Wolf
it for me
Pitbull
in the news. 1. Yeah. Sorry. What's his name? Gary
Wolf. Pitbull
Gary
number
Wolf.
1.
All right. That being
let's
said,
roll
I
to that
guess
viewer mail.
Yeah, I don't even know what the
graphic is anymore.
Yeah,
The music.
yeah. What is? What about what's the fucking music for this?
Yeah, what's the music? What is the music?
It's been so
long. It's been weeks.
Oh, I know. It's good. It's good to... Is that? Maybe I deleted it.
Uh-oh.
No.
Let's just do some beatboxing.
Well, this is really...
Viewer mailbag.
Okay, I guess I dropped it somewhere. That's the game show stuff. Anyways, yeah. Viewer mailbag. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, Aaron.
We will start off with the 6-pack challenge match. Patrick, who do you think will be in the 6-pack challenge?
Hold on now. What's the person say? Is there any personality to this letter or what?
Yes. No, this all comes from our sponsor from Create. Oh my God. Commercial.
Oh my God, indeed. This is the kind of
service
care that we're going to give people if they give us sponsorships.
This is where an edit job would be absolutely great, but we all know that's not going to happen. So create. Oh my fucking God. Commercial. Is it commercial create or create commercial? I think it's create commercial mortgage. Yeah, it's create commercial mortgage services. There you go. Our sponsor. create commercial mortgage services? This is from Rusty Delgetti. All right. All these questions come from Rusty, by the way. So he wants to know, which tag teams do we think will be in the six-pack challenge at WrestleMania?
Okay, well, is Chad Gable in a tag team?
The Alpha Academy, yeah, him and Otis.
All right, so that's probably one. And then you got R-Truth and The Miz.
Yep.
And then you got, who are there's like the Creed brothers. Are they're still around, right? So that's three. Two more, hey? Do you think there's going to be a debuting mystery team on this?
Oh, like maybe like the Hardys or something like that? Possibly.
You think the Hardys?
It's possible.
I mean, their contracts are coming up soon.
Right? Who knows?
That would be so funny.
The New Catch Republic will be another team.
Who's that?
Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne.
What's the name of it? New Catch Republic.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. What about the Street Profits? Are they still kicking around?
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good one too. So yeah, Street Profits. So there you go. There's your teams right there. I don't think there's any other team that is even in the stratosphere remotely close to being in that match, honestly.
Yeah, that's not really appealing to me. All those tag teams are not good. I don't think.
New Catch is good.
Going to do something entertaining, I guess. It's a good thing they got all those ladders there.
It'll be entertaining. You're right. It's not going to be the WrestleMania 21 Money in the Bank ladder match or anything like that. But
no. How are they going to decide who the teams are?
I know on SmackDown right now, they're last night they were doing a SmackDown tournament where the LW something or other versus New Catch Republic are in the final two. So I think New Catch will win that and get their spot. But yeah,
is Ray Ray going to be on the pay-per-view in any capacity? Or Dom?
Fuck, I hope so, man. But Dom anyway, not Ray. Well, I heard Ray and what's his name, Dos Santos might be on a pre-show or something like that.
Okay. Why do they even do pre-shows anymore? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
So it's looking like, do you think there's going to be any more matches announced? Or we're going to have 6 matches per night at this point, or 7?
Yeah, it looks like it. As I said, they might announce the Ray versus Santos match. Outside of that, I can't see any more matches being announced. They're probably going to do the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown. That's what they usually do.
That's not WrestleMania.
But no, it's not WrestleMania. So yeah, I think what we have here now is what it is.
It's good. I'm happier to be going to this than one of the 2035 was the last jam-packed one night WrestleMania that went on for 4 or 5 hours.
WrestleMania 35, yeah, New York, New Jersey, whatever it was. Yeah, that was a long night. People weren't getting home until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. The transit system was shut down and just a bunch of problems was happening. So I think they learned their lesson.
What a nightmare. And Aaron, I got to say, your camera placement is beautiful this week. I'm seeing you're making eye contact all over the place. You're a great broadcaster, sir.
Thank you. Learn from the best.
Is that me? See, this is what I'm saying. I call you a buffoon and you give me a compliment. I mean, this is a very unfair, uneven relationship. All right, moving on. Is there another letter for us?
Which women's WrestleMania match is the best of all time, with the exception of Rhea and Charlotte from last year?
Okay.
It's almost like an oxymoron, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it. Yeah. For me, I'll go first. For me personally, it's Mickie James and Trish Stratus from WrestleMania 22.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. I don't really remember any of them. I remember the first one that I remember that was good was the triple threat from New Orleans, I think. That was Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte.
That was also on my list too. In my mind, there's only 2 correct answers, and mine and that were those words.
Good. Yes. Good. What about Ivory versus China? There was a lot of heat going into that match. Remember?
You know what? We're actually going to review WrestleMania 17 in this episode, and we're skipping that match altogether.
Man, what is going on with you? Your sexist qualities. I'm supposed to be the sexist guy on here, and you're just like bold face. I mean, woman hater.
No. There's no time. Okay, we're on time constraint. We had 2 matches we had to cut, and that was just one of them. And besides that, you don't want to see any Val Venus or anything like that, do we, on the show?
Oh, you're cutting the Val Venus match.
Those 2 matches have to be right to censor.
I wonder if you are if your editorial decisions are being impacted by your personal relationships.
Well, there's no personal relationship. I just think he's a piece of shit.
Well, but you're telling him that to his face, quote unquote, to his face. You're confronting him with it. So,
yeah.
I mean, look, just admit it. That's the thing. Just don't be delusional about why you're doing these things.
All I'm saying, it's a long show. We had to do something. So, all
right, fair enough. There it is. It is what it is. What do we got?
All right, one more.
Okay, hold on. All right, what is it? Lay it on me.
What is the best ladder match in WrestleMania history? That's a tough one.
I'm not going to say WrestleMania 10, but it is WrestleMania 10. And so it's second best. It is. The logic in that ladder match, I don't think has ever been really replicated since. The Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart untelevised one had same kind of logic and psychology behind it. Finish for WrestleMania 10 is the smartest finish. Just they hadn't developed the whole slow and it made sense. It was good. It was very clever, and of course it was iconic. And I was going to. There's no way I'm going to be able to find this now, but I found a post on Facebook today with Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, and he was on the ladder with the belts, and somebody had. This was serious. They put angel wings and a halo on him in the photo.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that. And do you have a different one?
WrestleMania 21, 22, 23, they all had really, really good Money in the Bank ladder matches. So if we're not going to say WrestleMania 10, I'll have to say one of those. And if I'm going to go with one of those, probably WrestleMania 21, the very first one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think that was another one that is stipulation really helped in that as well. More so. Well, what are some of the good spots from that 21 match that leap out at you?
Oh, the Shelton Benjamin spot, jumping on top of the ladder and going outside. Benoit, he just got massacred in that match. His flying headbutt off the top rope. I just remember his knot and the blood coming down. Ric Flair, I believe that's the one where Flair took the suplex off the top of the ladder, or was that 22? I think that's 21. There's a lot of good spots in that match. Edge winning was really cool because then we finally knew that Edge was on his way to the top. And at that point, I think we all thought Edge deserved it. So, just a really good match, WrestleMania 21.
Yeah, I don't know that I thought that was a sign that Edge was going to be made man, because I don't remember. Maybe your wrestling IQ is much higher. But I remember not being really sure what the big deal was. I know that it was, you get a title shot, but people are getting title shots all over the place. It wasn't established how important, and it ended up being still one of the best Money in the Bank cash-in moments as well. And Edge was, I think, a bit of a sleeper pick in that one, was he?
Yeah, he was.
So I think the reason why Scott Hall's stuff is all over my Facebook is because he passed away 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild. R.I.P. If only we had started this whole shindig 5 years ago, Aaron. Could have met him. He would have been cool.
I met him, and he was cool.
Okay, great.
Sorry.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Maybe I'm the buffoon and you're the asshole.
It's starting to look that way, isn't it?
Yeah, my God. I mean, I can never do that. I can never go back and, the only thing I can hope is that there's a heaven and I'm a good enough man that someday I'll see him. But you don't even believe in heaven, do you?
No, I do not.
Awful. Okay, Aaron, so I guess that's the end of that. Is it the end of the viewer mail?
Yeah, that's the end of the viewer mailbag. Yeah, let's go to a special edition of The Real Deal.
Right. Do I have Real Deal music?
You did so. At one point.
I think I put it in post, actually.
Oh, did you?
Oh, my God. I mean, we got so much shit going on these days. There's so many segments. Like, look, I got one. We used that once. And you didn't like it, and that was the end of that. Mailbag trivia, whatever. I guess
it's fine.
Yeah, The Real Deal. Go ahead.
Real Deal.
What are we talking about this week?
Yeah, this week in The Real Deal, we are going to start showcasing some WrestleCon talent that are joining us down there. And this week, we are going to do Auguste Artois. He is real. He is raw. He is the real fucking draw. Auguste Artois. This man is really, really good. His matches are on YouTube. He has a podcast that he does every now and again that's really entertaining as well. I cannot say enough good things about this man. He's been he's been a pleasure to deal with, but his gimmick is awesome. I think it just suits him so well. He's an independent wrestler. He's only been around for 41 months, and he'll tell you that in his promos. He considers himself a 41-month vet. He wants to use wrestling as a stepping stone to launch himself into a career, kind of like what the PAT was. You, Patrick, and the PAT was 20 years ago.
All right, I don't like this guy already, and you've been trying to pump him up to me behind the scenes, and I haven't. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at anything that you've been sending over because I got a busy thing going on called a life. But I don't like somebody that thinks that they're bigger than the business. So I don't know. I'm not sure that I am going to like this Artois character. Where did you come across him in the first place?
I just saw my Facebook feed that this guy was the new Full Impact Pro champion, FIP champion. He was a bloody mess, and I just decided to watch the match, go down a rabbit hole, and I liked what I saw, man.
Bloody mess, hey? Sounds like a backyard hooligan wrestler. Let's see. Is this is some clips from him?
Yes, sir.
Is this it?
Yeah. What do we got here? Let me see. So that's
Hold
a
on
clip.
a second. Hold on a second, Aaron. Was he fighting a Down syndromed kid in that match?
Yes, that was a spot where he
oh my God. All right. I'll give him points. That's kind of cool. I'll give him that. All right. That's not bad.
That's the clip that my wife saw. Yeah, my wife saw that clip and it literally moved her to tears to see that. She thought that was really cool.
like that. He smokes. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of people who smoke real cigarettes. All right. It's good. He put it in fat fans glass.
That's so good. I laughed so hard the first time I saw that. I thought that was really good.
I don't know. You going to smoke real cigarettes when we're down there?
No, I'm not. No. I'm done with that shit.
Yeah. I might pick it up again if... whoa. What's this?
Yeah. Full screen that for the fans. Oh,
that's pretty cool. So, yeah, all right, that's all right. And one or two more, I guess. Here is this him speaking?
146 days. Oh, sorry. Where am I minute? Crown of Maine wrestling fans, what's up, dipshit? I'm coming back, baby. March 30th, the real, the raw, the god draw is making his way back to Maine. And boy, have I been waiting a long time for this one. 846 days. Franco Varga, I don't think you remember me, but boy, do I remember you. Let's rewind for a second here. 846 days, a young, eager August Artois surfing the web.
That's enough of that. Good though. Good. Who's he talking about? Just it's funny. He's been around for 846 days. Calling himself a vet.
yeah.
That's good. He has a good catchphrase. He has tattoos and he swears. So I'm liking him a little bit more than I thought. I actually think that you maybe have undersold him a little bit, Aaron.
And he smokes.
Yes, that's right. Real cigarettes. I think he's going to get you to smoke real cigarettes.
He might actually. I might have to cave in. Who knows?
You're not going to stand up to him? Nice.
Nah.
Me either.
Nah.
I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this guy like me. Maybe he'll be the new cool guy on the show. Oh, and here we go. What's he doing here? He broke the guy's glasses at an indie wrestling show. That's good.
Yeah. There's another clip that I don't have. I don't think I don't have it anyway, but there's another clip. He took a cell phone out of a kid's hand and fucking just chucked it.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy's a heel to the core, man. It's so good.
Nice. I wonder if any of those guys are planted. I hope not. I'm not going to ask them because I don't want to break the illusion. Okay, so that's good. Is that everything in our real deal this week?
I was going to go through the match where he won the FIP championship. If you want to just skip through it really quick and just showcase some of his talent really quickly before we move on.
Yeah, if you want. Here we go. Go ahead. Should I play the sound on this or?
No, you can mute it.
All right. It's muted.
Yeah, we can just.
He's going against this fat guy in a cowboy hat. Is it? That's Brian Brock.
Brian Brock. Yeah.
Stupid name. Yeah, not in shape. Needs to train a bit more. Needs to get a little bit toned. He's got that classic manager. This guy's a indie wrestler. Now there you go. Look at this guy. He's cut, chiseled. He's got a cool haircut. Good shorts. Look at that gear. It's custom made gear.
And he connects with the crowd in just such a unique way, man. Like he's cool, man. He's got talent. I got to say.
You should ask him that when we get him there. Ask him how he feels about connecting with the crowd.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, how do you feel about connecting with the crowd in such a? How do you connect with the crowd? That'd be a good question.
You're such a dick. You two are perfect for each other. I swear to God.
I gotta say, I mean, real recognizes real. I think that we're gonna get along real well when I finally meet this guy. Wonder how old he is. I hope he's older than me.
He's not older than you, no.
What do you mean? Is it obvious he's not older than me?
He's not. Oh, yeah.
What? No, really?
I mean, this guy's really good in the ring, man. There's no 40-year-old that can move the way he does in the ring. I don't think so. Unless there's no.
What
no. You're not that kind of an athlete there, Conan, my friend.
This has just been awful. I can't believe this. So I clearly look older than this guy.
Well, yeah.
Man. All right, so they have a bullwhip match, which is good. They get all bloody, you're saying? Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah, boom. That guy swings a cookie sheet, much like a younger version of myself, I guess.
Indeed.
And so this is pretty good for an indie show too. Like the lighting in the place is good. That Christmas tree placement's not great. Probably couldn't get clearance to take that down. That was probably a vendor thing. They were like, "You can come in, you can wrestle, but you can't take down that tree, okay?"
Yeah, honestly, the production value on this is really good for an indie show. You're right. Then this is actually like the FIP championship. It's actually a world title. This title is actually defended, on the world stage. August actually just brought it over to England recently and defended it over there.
Oh, wow. Look at him. He's got color on the go there. It's good. Mm-hmm. Good color job. Good color job. The cameraman, I mean, it's good. This is a good indie show. The camera work is good. They have multiple cameras there. They all have the same similar color tone, but it's still indie enough that the guys that are operating the camera are fat slobs, which is what you would find at a typical indie show.
Indeed. Look at that color. Look at that juice. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with you?
What?
What's wrong with you?
I should do a stretch. Getting ready for the second half of the show here. All right. So that's good. Any wins, right? It's good. It's good stuff. Aaron, where are we going next?
Next is the Chronicles.
Wow. Already?
WrestleMania 17, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I see what I did. There like something wrong, Aaron? Something wrong? You just going like this? Is this a disaster show for you?
No, not at all. This is a really good show. I think it's an excellent show. It's always an excellent show.
Well, not always.
Well, no, that's true. That's true. We've had a couple down ones here and there, but no, this is a good episode.
Even the Babe struck out at the plate. Babe Ruth. I'm doing a baseball one for you because I know you're a big fan of the baseball.
I am indeed.
Speaking of the World Series, the WrestleMania 17 is considered the World Series of all WrestleManias. Aaron, set us up.
Yeah, last week we did what was considered the worst WrestleMania of all time, so why not this week do what's considered the best WrestleMania of all time? WrestleMania 17 from Houston Astrodome 2001. Man, I was just getting ready to graduate high school when this came out. Rock and Austin. Man, we're some good memories coming into this WrestleMania. How about you?
I was not watching wrestling at this point. I would get into it again less than a year later. But this was the high point of the Attitude Era. Everybody says this is sort of the end of it in a lot of ways, was this night. And maybe it's because I wasn't watching it at this time. I don't think it's a bad WrestleMania, but it's not my favorite WrestleMania, and I don't think it's the best WrestleMania. That's my thing. What about you?
My personal favorite WrestleMania might be 19. I guess I'm thinking, but yeah, no, you're right. It's a really good WrestleMania. It's great, but it's not my personal favorite, or do I consider it to be the best? What do you consider to be the best WrestleMania?
Maybe 19, actually.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I was back into it then, so it's easier to say. It was, I mean, and even on paper, I think that's probably the best WrestleMania. I think on paper, and I think match quality, delivering came through. Yeah. There you go. I think that's probably it. I think you probably argue with anybody that 19 is the best. Because even with 17, there's 2 matches that we're cutting out on this, I suppose. Which I don't know. With 19, off the top of my head, I think the women's representation was like a stupid like pillow match or something. Didn't take up any time.
There was a Playboy lingerie pillow fight thing, at WrestleMania 19, but also Jazz and Trish Stratus and I think Lita, possibly, question mark. I'll have to go back and watch that again. It had the women's title match that year, but everything else was pretty good. Maybe with the exception of Taker against Big Show and A-Train.
Right.
Everything on that show was pretty fucking good.
Yeah. But anyways, that's Mania 19, which we're not doing this week. We're doing Mania 17, which we're doing this week. So what starts it all off? What is what's the big match to open what is called the best WrestleMania of all time?
It's going to be Chris Jericho versus William Regal for the Intercontinental Championship. How this one got started. Regal was being a douchebag as a commissioner, and Jericho decided to pee in his tea. Regal took a sip of the tea, realized it was piss, and we are off to the races.
And what did you think of William Regal at this time? Were you a fan of him, even though he was a big bad guy?
I enjoyed the Regal character. I thought he was hilarious on screen. In the ring at this time, not so much. I don't know. He had his moments, he had his matches, but for the most part, I didn't really want to see him wrestle. I just wanted to see him as a character.
Yeah. He sort of was that generation's Jerry Lawler for me, now that I'm thinking about it. Now, obviously, way better in the ring, but his ring style was not very exciting. It's very sort of fundamental, very logical, but not exciting. So he seems like a real sort of like ham and egg or kind of wrestler, but was funny, good heel character, had some good comedy chops. Him and Tajiri, top notch. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. What about Chris Jericho at this stage?
At this stage, I was a big Jericho fan, Jericho-holic. I thought he was very entertaining, not only on the microphone and in promos, but in the ring as well. I thought he had a great repertoire. I thought Jericho was great at this time.
He was getting over pretty good as a babyface. I think this is around the era, is it, that he's calling Steph McMahon a big old hoe and like using stuff like that and just kind of being funny and silly. I was never a big fan of a babyface Chris Jericho, but I guess if you had to have one, this would probably be his best babyface run, period. Era.
Yeah, I agree.
And so they're battling for what in this? They're battling for the European title or the IC title?
IC.
Nice. And so that's an interesting little bit of psychology there that we're watching, which I don't know. At WrestleMania 17, 2001, is there any need for psychology in a wrestling match? Probably not, but there is in this, and Regal was beating up on Chris's hand so that he couldn't get the Walls of Jericho on, preventing him from getting the submission win right there. And Regal is working a shoulder, which, again, thinking back about this time, I don't recall there being much need for working of particular body parts. It's when I think of wrestling in Attitude Era. Let me ask you, what do you think about when you think about the actual wrestling matches in the Attitude Era?
I think of chair shots to the head. The first thing I think of, tables, just all the hardcore stuff when it comes to Attitude Era. I don't think of the Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect from SummerSlam 91 kind of thing, right? I think of all the hardcore stuff and all the silliness and shenanigans and the storylines, like Austin being sacrificed, Jeff Jarrett hitting women over the head with guitars, all that stuff.
Yep, back to the women for you. And speaking of hitting with chairs and stuff like that, we go to the three-way hardcore match. Edge, Raven, Big Show, and Kane. And good for a hardcore match. They had a good idea with this. It was like this is a multi-segment thing that carries on throughout the show, doesn't it?
No, it's not multi-segment. This is all right, Aaron. One take.
Okay, enough of this. We don't ever come back to it after this one segment?
No, we don't.
All right, fine. Go ahead. My bad.
Right there, though, you saw them crash the cart.
Almost put out the power in the building is what I heard. That's
right, yes. They were a 1/4 of an inch away from severing power to the building.
Man, and they ended up blowing a spot here, right? Because they were supposed to be chasing each other in the security little vehicles there, which we would see done by AEW later in the next decade.
Yeah, the golf carts. Yeah.
There you go.
Raven. Yeah. Raven salvages the segment a little bit here, or the spot, by selling the leg when he gets hit by the cart by Kane.
All right, so out of these three guys at this period, who's your favorite? I find that it's a bit strange to see Kane mixed up with these people. I know that when Raven came back, he was a hardcore guy.
I did enjoy this iteration of Raven. I thought it was pretty good. But I got to be honest here. I think this is my favorite version of Kane ever. I love Kane here. I love the cut, the suit. He's fucking jacked as shit. He's having a lot of good matches around this time. So yeah, I got to say Kane's probably my favorite in this match.
And Kane wins?
Kane wins.
I love him. Hardcore champion Kane. Good. One single segment match.
Considered to be one of the best hardcore matches of all time.
I guess it would have to be, yeah. It would have to be. And he loves that belt. Look at him. He's happy to have that belt. Babyface Kane. Good stuff.
There you go. Next, we have Eddie Guerrero versus Test. Patrick, were you a testicle?
I was not. No, I was not really a. I was not a fan of Test. Because I remember when he came in, was him testing the mic before. Who was it? Like Motley Crue or something?
Yeah,
and just seemed like a real kind of a dumb way to get somebody. In the Fed. How about yourself? Although obviously the high point of his career was the Triple H, Stephanie McMahon stuff, and that was fine. But I never saw much in him. How about you?
I thought he was all right, but yeah, like you knew he wasn't ever going to be a world champion or anything like that. But he had some really good matches. As you said, you had the storyline with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. He had a good match against Shane McMahon at SummerSlam that year. He had a really good match against Brock Lesnar early in his career at King of the Ring. Yeah. Test, he had some really good matches for the IC title, the US title. I mean, he was in 2001. Test is probably at his peak. He would go on to Survivor Series to be a big piece in that storyline and afterwards. So yeah, no, Test was good, especially in this time frame.
What's the storyline going in between him and Mr. Guerrero?
God, I don't even know what storyline was heading in here, to tell you the truth.
Where is Eddie at now? Is this Eddie still his first run before he would get fired? Is he with China and stuff now?
He's not with China here yet. No, they're still part of the Radicals at this point.
So he's still hasn't gotten clean and, blah, blah, blah.
He would get hurt right after this. He would do a frog splash. No, that was in 2000. So yeah. I think he actually would be getting clean shortly after this. I think he's just coming back. Oh no, when does he come back? Is it 22 or 2001? 2002 or 2001?
I don't. So the China stuff has already happened at this point?
China stuff's already happened at this point, yes.
So, yeah, I think he's clean then. I think he came back.
Okay.
I think the end of the China stuff never really ended because he got fired or something like that. Like, there was no super big payoff, I think. I don't know.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, he got fired and came back, and this is after all that. You're right. And this is for the European title.
And we got poor Perry Saturn out there as on the ringside. What were your thoughts on Perry? I used to love Saturn in WCW.
Yeah, WCW, he was good. WWF, he
just weird.
But I mean, you piss off Vince McMahon once, and this is what happens to you, right? He had a match against a jobber called Mike Bell on Sunday Night Heat, and Mike Bell botched a move or something like that, and Perry Saturn took liberties on Mike Bell, fucking kicking the shit out of him. And ever since then, he was saddled with Moppy, that storyline, and just weird shit. As you said, he never recovered from it. Vince McMahon, it's like, nope, you're done.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird move for Vince to take the side of somebody taking liberties with a jobber, but I think well deserved. Well deserved. You shouldn't do that. That's my take on it. Aaron, how about you? Do you think jobbers should be beaten up by the talent like that?
No, they're jobbers for a reason. They have to learn. They're just, they're learning on the job. They're literally learning on the job. They're jobbers. They don't have that kind of probably training and, experience that the main stars have. So for Perry Saturn to do that to someone is not acceptable.
There you go, Perry. You get what you deserve in the end.
Eddie looks good there, that belt. God damn. Too bad it only lasted 24 hours. Didn't last very long.
What happened, Aaron?
I think he would lose it next night, wouldn't he, on Raw?
I don't know. To whom?
Oh, fuck if I know.
All right. I was about to ask where was Chris Benoit while his Radical buddies were out helping Mr. Guerrero beat Test. But we see now that one of their first matchups, I'd imagine, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit for the... What?
Nothing. This is just a straight up
Oh,
match.
There's no title on this match.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they're all European, I see. Yeah, cool. Interesting. So, what did you think? Now, this is another match that is not, punch, kick, hit with objects sort of thing, right? This is a scientific wrestling match that would become popular, is probably more prevalent, probably the way of the future. But at this point, these fans are not ready for this, are they?
No, they are not ready for this. It's unfortunate because if you go back and watch it, like we can see in the background right now, it's actually really good. But the fans are just not ready for that mat-based chain wrestling style.
Yeah, they're not getting any reactions to this at all, and because the fans have been conditioned to just want to see people just beating the heck out of each other and bleeding and chair shots to the head. So, but again, really ahead of its time, and something that would not be out of place on any wrestling card these days.
No, and they would actually go on to have a best 2 out of 3 falls match the following month, which is actually really, really good. It's a lot better than this. Oh, it is a lot better than this match here. This is a really good match still too, though. But the best 2 out of 3 is up there, and then they would go on from there in 2003 at the Royal Rumble, Benoit and Angle, and they would have, in my opinion, the greatest wrestling match in Royal Rumble history.
Wow. And is this a submission match or anything like that, or is this a straight up match?
Straight up match.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, it's too bad that we can't really enjoy these matches, or maybe you can enjoy them, but they're not celebrated. They're not shown on TV, which is a huge chunk of Kurt Angle's career, really, that he can't really talk about much without having to talk about everything that happened with Chris Benoit afterwards.
No, exactly. I mean, their careers intertwined a lot in the WWE between them being a tag team, tag team champions, or said they had separate feuds over, many years.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble match is probably one of the greatest in the pay-per-view history.
No. You said it was the best, so don't walk that back now.
Okay, babe. No, fair enough. Fair enough. No, I agree. It's probably the best Royal Rumble pay-per-view match in history.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, Kurt Angle can't talk about it, and it's unfortunate.
No. And a lot of people say that if they could get a time machine, they would go back and they would try to kill Hitler or something like that. But if I had a time machine, I'd go back to the Benoit residence, that horrible weekend, and I would say to Chris, think about what you're doing. Kurt Angle's not going to be able to talk about a lot of his career if you go through with this. And I think it would have changed a lot of things.
Who knows? But yeah, next on the list, what do we got here? We're going to skip Chyna and Ivory because fuck that shit. But next is Vince and Shane. Very interesting here. Mick Foley was originally pitched to wrestle Vince McMahon in this match, and Mick Foley turned it down, citing his retirement a year before would make
not
him seem
anything
less,
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So who's the babyface in this?
Shane is the babyface.
Okay. Yes, that's right, because Linda's completely drugged out. But Shane also owns WCW at this point. Look at those WCW lads that they have.
So this is actually a pretty funny story. So you see the WCW wrestlers up there in the bleachers. Originally, they were supposed to be part of this match and help Shane beat Vince. But Shawn Stasiak, the night before, basically went on a media news outlet and told them everything that was going to happen. Vince found out about it, got very mad, and was this close to sending him home, but instead sent him up into the rafters just to
wow.
Watch on. And all the wrestlers say that was one of the worst experiences of their lives. They didn't get any catering, they didn't get any special treatment. They were thrown into the nosebleeds, and that was it.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's awful. But who's there? Maybe they shouldn't get too much special treatment. I see Jindrak. I see Storm. I think I see Hugh Morris. I definitely see Keebler. I'd imagine Stasiak is somewhere up there. Who else is there? Do you know?
You pretty much got them all.
Okay. Not Stasiak. Oh my God. Right. So yeah, not good, and really a sign of things to come. We should do the invasion angle someday. See how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. But the storyline coming into this, Vince McMahon is said drugging up Linda for months, flaunting his affairs in front of her, making it with Trish Stratus, doing all kinds of, I don't even know what the point of any of that was, but Vince is, the biggest asshole in the world at this point, and Shane is coming to defend the honor of his mom.
Right. So this is the period where he got Trish Stratus to go around and bark like a dog and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is so confusing here. So Steph McMahon is heel with the dad, with Vince.
Yes.
And Trish Stratus is with Linda, who she was cheating on Vince with, or against. Vince was cheating on Linda with Trish.
Right, yeah. This is right after Vince made Trish bark like a dog, so she's having a change of heart.
She just turned just then, is it? We were seeing it in live? That's
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean...
It was Trish versus Stephanie the month before at No Way Out in a really good match, actually. But yeah, we're seeing the turn.
This is Linda McMahon's... It's the role she was made for sure. Nails it. Hits it out of the park. Some ways I see if Princess Diana didn't die, this is what I think Princess Diana would have looked like. Don't you see the elegance and the regalness of it all?
I could see it. Yeah.
So, well, yeah, it's not. And this is all pretty funny stuff. Certainly a lot more funny now when you realize that this is all probably truly happening behind the scenes.
Performance as a zombie.
Yeah, honestly.
OSW. Yeah. So, and then she stands up, huge pop, right? JR, not one of his more memorable calls, not one of his more quoted calls, that's for sure. But, and now Mick Foley does it. But, I mean, people are eating this up, hey?
Man, yeah, the people are absolutely eating up. You just hear it. They're getting some of the loudest responses of the whole night.
Yeah.
Just shy of Stone Cold.
And it really, truly is soap opera material here. This is... but this is not what people really talk about or think when when people are thinking about how wrestling is soap opera like. I feel it's mostly from the Hulk Hogan 80s era, but this has to be the biggest soap opera angle since Macho Man and Elizabeth.
100%. 100%. You know what? No, probably. With the exception of PMS and Meat and the whole miscarriage angle and all that shit, Kane and Undertaker,
that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's pretty steady now that you mention it.
Just to go back for a minute, the coast to coast that Shane McMahon did when he hit the drop kick on Vince with the trash can in the corner. The cameraman had to go on the floor and get that shot right behind Vince because Mick Foley was in the way of the hard cam, and they couldn't get the shot that they wanted from getting Shane going across the ring. And apparently Foley got chewed the fuck out after.
Let's see that. Interesting. I mean, the hard cam stuff doesn't seem to be as I don't think was as pushed as much. I was watching the Rock and Mick Foley versus Evolution match at Mania 20. I don't know. I mean, that's the shot. They were upset with Mick for that.
Yeah, Mick was in the way. If you go back originally, Mick keeps walking. Yeah. He keeps walking, looking. He's right in front of Vince there. Yeah,
I don't know. That's fine. I mean, Mick Foley, for God's sakes. But I was watching, Mania 20, the Rock Sock connection against Evolution. And when The Rock does his people's elbow on Flair, his back is to the hard camera. He's facing the... he's not even facing the audience like he normally would. He's facing the entranceway and that. So his stuff is completely messed up. They weren't trained in the hard cam ways, I don't think, back then.
No, probably not.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Next, we have what is considered, actually, I'm surprised we didn't even bring this up as one of the greatest ladder matches in history. How can we forget TLC 2? How can we forget?
You know what? I'm going to go on record and say that this is probably the worst thing to ever happen to the idea of a wrestling match or a ladder match. Let me take that again. I'm going to go on record and say that this TLC WrestleMania 17 match is the worst thing to ever happen to a ladder match.
Because it set the bar so high that nobody could ever achieve the greatness again?
That's one way of looking at it. Another one is that it completely changed what people wanted to see in a ladder match, which was no psychology. It was just people hurting themselves and doing crazy stuff. Like, you get to Darby Allin doing that, backflip into a pane of glass at Revolution because this match happened.
Hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that.
Thank you. Hot take.
But do you enjoy this match?
Again, yes, of course. It's spot fest. And that's it. I mean, it's sort of like watching a car crash, too. Or action movies, you know. I love an action movie, but there isn't a whole lot of sense.
They make fun of Lita running down the aisle here. They're like, why do women wrestlers always flail when they run? Yeah, here they go.
That's funny.
Showing Lisa Kudrow from Friends there. Yeah, that was a funny scene. But yeah, did you know that Spike Dudley actually gets his front teeth knocked out in this match from that?
Oh my God, that chair shot?
Oh, no. Go back and watch that chair shot again. Sorry, I'll stop talking for a second.
Is it from that?
No, it's from the Swanton.
Oh my God. And then she takes off her shirt. That's hilarious. But yeah, nice.
But yeah, we'll see. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we'll see the Swanton here in a second. And yeah, his teeth get knocked out. It's crazy.
Wow. So he was just like a running in the match, was there for 5-10 minutes, gets a headshot, and his teeth busted out. Little Spike Dudley.
Here we go.
Right. Now, is this the match that Jeff Hardy could have won the match, but decides to do a high fly move instead?
Do you mean this right here coming up?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. No, he falls here though, right? Yeah. So fucking dangerous. Look at that. Crazy. Just craziness.
But no, I think the Mania that you're talking about where he could have won and does a high flying spot, that's WrestleMania 23 when he jumps on Edge to the outside.
I think I was reading today because it's around the same, or maybe not the same time, but I saw the end of the ladder match with Taker, and by that point he had already. Oh yeah, and Edge knocks himself out at that spot, right?
He gives himself an actual DDT. Yeah, he DDT himself. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good spots here, and you know we've talked about these guys quite a bit, but yeah, maybe it set the wrong tone for wrestling for a while, maybe to this day, but those guys had to get over somehow, and they weren't going to be able to do it without doing these kind of crazy things. I don't think. Maybe Edge. Wow, brutal.
Oh, like Jesus Christ, yeah. So Edge and Christian, they won the WrestleMania 16 ladder match. They won the SummerSlam ladder match. Now they won the WrestleMania 17 ladder match, fully entrenching themselves as the greatest ladder match tag team or tag team ladder match specialist of all time. And yeah, so the boys here at OSW, they go through TLC 3, 4, and some of the other ones. They're saying like the same thing. Like this can't match up to what the guys did here at WrestleMania.
No. The Gimmick Battle Royal, I love this too. This was the first time that WWF really kind of embraced its nostalgia by bringing back all these goofy characters and other beloved characters from bygone eras, which they do routinely now, but this was a nice surprise. Did you know? Was it known that they were going to do a Gimmick Battle Royal? I mean, even to call it a Gimmick Battle Royal is something that you wouldn't. To acknowledge that these are gimmicks is something that you wouldn't see on WWF TV.
No, especially back then. As you said, this is one of the very first times where they start embracing that nostalgia act. Bushwhackers, we're going to get Tugboat, we're going to get Earthquake, Iron Sheik, Doink.
Do you know who's playing Doink in this one?
I'm not sure who's playing Doink in this one, no. Duke the Dumpster Drosy, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He never He's almost the poster boy for the new generation era and why none of it worked, right? Because he was a garbage man who was also a wrestler. I don't know what Vince was thinking there.
You had a garbage man who was a wrestler. You had a hockey player who was a wrestler. You had a plumber who was a wrestler. I mean,
the Sheiky baby, R.I.P.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, Sheiky. He would actually win this because he could not take the bump to go over the top rope.
Earthquake, R.I.P. We detailed him in the archives too.
Yeah.
There's the Goon. Talking about the Goon. Who's he and what's his actual name? Is he anybody or no? Hey?
No. Kamala.
Good stuff. Is that Harvey Whippleman with him?
It is.
I loved the Repo Man. I was a big fan. I loved his music. It's good, but again, another guy that had a day job, which I mean is fairly accurate for wrestlers, especially in the indie scene. You do need to have a day job in order to be a wrestler. Volkov, always in the background, but definitely easily identifiable as a wrestler. He was always the Russian guy. Speaking of which, Rusev, who would go on to be a Russian guy before being a Bulgarian guy, you hear he's going back to Bulgaria. It's done. No more Miro.
Oh, really?
Him and his wife announced their divorce earlier this week, and he said he's moving back to Bulgaria.
I heard that they're divorced, but it's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So I went to my first AEW show hoping to see Miro. Yeah, and even if I did see him, after that, the magic was gone. But he was so good. So good. No, never again. One Man Gang.
Yeah, he was supposed to be Akeem in this, but he could not fit into his costume. He lost a lot of weight, so he had to resort back to One Man Gang.
Good on him. Good on him. And, of course, Gobbledygooker. Is Hector Guerrero in the suit there? No.
No, not at this point, no.
Tugboat, who could have been facing Hillbilly Jim, looking good there. I mean, these are all, everybody's loving this. And, yes, look at that. All right. And now it's just a big old schmoz, and you already said who wins. And
yeah.
Because.
So Gilbert was supposed to be in it, but they didn't want people to think that it was actually Goldberg. Honky Tonk Man turned down the Battle Royal, saying that he was not a gimmick.
Love him.
Yeah. But yeah, here we see Sergeant Slaughter being a sore loser and throwing the camel the camel
after the match.
This is after the match. Yeah, this is post-match shenanigans. Oh. Sheik's already won. Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. I will say that the Mania X7 is probably the first of the modern day WrestleManias, probably for reasons like having the gimmick battle royal and the pageantry, the big show feeling, you know?
Yeah, WrestleMania 16 the year before this, it just did not have any special feeling at all.
Now, very forgotten, WrestleMania 2000, they went with titling it. Probably my least viewed WrestleMania. I'm not even sure if I watched it in its entirety. The big thing against that one is there was only one singles match, and you're not going to like this, Aaron. It was the women's match.
Was there even a singles match? Like, what was the women's match on that year? Do you remember?
I remember. Do you? You don't remember what it was?
No.
Awful. It's everybody knows that it was Jackie, Ivory.
Oh.
What? Oh, what?
Was it not Terry Reynolds and it was Terry and someone, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
Terry and the cat, maybe.
You're right. So.
God.
So that's
imagine having that on your WrestleMania.
No.
Terry Reynolds versus the cat. Jesus.
So what would you? So yeah, I mean, WrestleMania 2000's never really brought up as anything. It's sort of middle of the pack, but probably would be in the bottom 20. Would you say bottom 10 WrestleManias of all time?
Probably bottom 5.
Bottom 5. Nice. We should do a show about that one someday. Although not even as a so bad it's good kind of thing. Like even just saying that out loud, I don't really want to explore WrestleMania 2000.
No, we're not. We're not.
And the business was really good at that point too, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Business was booming. Great pay-per-views in that time frame. Just for whatever reason, WrestleMania 2000 was not that good, man. There's all tag matches. There's, I don't know. There was not one single match that was worth anything. Like not one-on-one. Everything was a tag or triple threat or four corners or some bullshit.
Triple H coming out here now for his match against Taker. Motorhead does not remember the lyrics to the song that he didn't write. Very classic Lemmy, but this is the first time that Triple H will come out to his very super special entrances, hey? You would get many of them.
And Motorhead Lemmy, he hated playing the game. Apparently, he did not like it one bit whatsoever.
Really? Triple H spoke at Lemmy's funeral, so they were boys. They were actually friends. It wasn't like...
Which is why he probably did it, but he didn't like doing it.
Yeah. I mean, name 3 Motorhead songs. There's Ace of Spades, Game, and King of Kings. That's pretty much all I know for them. Bow down to the...
Now, where do you rank this Triple H and Taker match?
Yes, I was just about to say, we always have to talk about Taker and his whole thing. This is, I mean, okay, so for the time that it's at, this at the time has to be the best WrestleMania match that Taker has been in.
100%.
Where it ranks amongst all of his as a result.
Let's just stick with the trilogy that he had with Triple H. Where do you rank this match in his 3 against him?
Now, this is going to be perhaps controversial, but I would put it up probably at my favorite because I don't like the other 2.
Yes, that is the correct answer, my friend. This is definitely the best. I don't give a shit anybody says, but the Hell in a Cell. It's a good match, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not going to go back and watch it over and over again. I've seen this match at least 20 times. I swear to God. I can watch this match over and over again. I love this match. This is definitely Taker's best match with Triple H. It's probably his second best WrestleMania match underneath the WrestleMania 25 match with Shawn Michaels. I even like it better than the WrestleMania 26 retirement match with Shawn Michaels.
Do you like it more than the CM Punk match at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I would put it that high. I mean,
I think my favorite Taker match might be his Ric Flair match at WrestleMania 18.
That was a good one. That was a fun match for sure.
Yeah.
And a good WrestleMania, a good heel Taker. I'm trying to think now. Besides, like when he first came in. And he was like the dead man. Was Taker a heel at any other WrestleMania than 18?
WrestleMania 15. Against Big Boss Man.
He was the heel in the Big Boss Man fight?
It was heel versus heel. Yeah.
Anyways, that has just watching here now. Good spot, cool spot. I mean, it looks like Taker's ready to retire at this point. Looking at him right there, he looks like he's like done. And he's not even halfway, I don't think, at this point, is he? No, he would get himself into shape later on, better shape. But he was. Do you remember when he came back in 2000 as the American Badass? Like when he first came back out, he was big, man. Yeah. He was huge. So he's in the process right here of getting back into his normal self shape, but he's still got a ways to go. Just carrying around a tire. Then when he came back as the Dead Man at Mania 20 in a couple of years, the thought behind it was that it was like one last run as the Dead Man. And he was still there for another 10, 15 years. And he said as recently as this week that he's thinking about having another match again.
Yeah.
So,
imagine
nobody
that.
wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
No. Cinematic match. Okay, sure. I'm okay for cinematic.
Oh, right. Yes. Your Sting match could still be in play. Or maybe we could see Taker and Ric Flair one more time.
Oh, my God. No more Ric Flair, please. Jesus.
No more Taker. So good, and then it goes down last ride.
So he got busted open hard way there. The sledgehammer, the head itself was gimmicked, but the wood split him wide open.
Gotta watch out for that. The handles are what get you. So that's good. And he was coming out to Roland, I guess, at that point, was he? This was Taker coming to Roland. Yeah, one of my least favorite iterations of Undertaker. But like you said, one of his better matches at Mania, and his best one with Triple H. And Aaron says his second best of all time. The takes just keep on getting hotter and hotter here at the BWF Wrestling Podcast.
All right, so we have one more. The main event.
We're already at the main event, are we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are. We are here. It is time for Rock and Austin.
And so Rock Austin 2. This is the storyline going in this. The two baby faces. Steve is coming back. He is desperate. He needs to win the title after coming back from his neck surgery. That's setting it up. This is My Way was the package going into this, was it?
Still one of the more one of the more iconic promo packages of all time. The My Way package with Limp Bizkit, Austin and Rock going back and forth, sharing stunners, beers, rock bottoms, and everything else in between. It just gives you goosebumps thinking about it.
What were your thoughts going into this match? Was it a foregone conclusion that that Steve Austin was going to win?
I don't think it was foregone, but I don't think there's too many people back then who would have said that Rock was going to come out the winner.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
There's lots of odes to Bret and Steve Austin in this match with the sharpshooter and the blood coming down. There's a few other little things that they threw in there as well as homages to the two legends. But yeah, this is a really good match.
Is it? So where do you put it in now that we're doing the ratings game, where do you put it in the trilogy of the, look at that. He puts on that's a nice little spot. Putting on the $1 Million Dream. Where do you put this in the trilogy of Mania matches for Austin and
Rock? It's their best one.
Their best one? You put it over 19?
Yeah, I do. I like 19, don't get me wrong, but yes, this is better than 19.
And so what puts it over the top for you for it being the best?
I love blood. These guys were just going all out. This wasn't just a punch kick thing. They went through the crowd. They did, they did batter each other. But I mean, there's wrestling moves, and then the Stone Cold heel turn with Vince's
help. That? Did you?
It's all right. I mean, I still like Austin regrets not stunning Vince at the very end of it, but I thought it was different. I thought it was cool. I mean, and then the beat down the chairs at the very end, Austin just hitting Rock over and over and over again with the chair, beating him down to win the title. I thought that was cool. I thought that was, just not your typical, straight finish that we're normally used to seeing at WrestleMania main events. I mean, look at him.
He would go on to have an awesome heel run after this that at the time was not well regarded, but I rewatched that a couple of years ago and still hated him. Couldn't help it. He was a master at it, and he was a heel that I don't know, you just don't really see people coming off. It was not a likable heel. The things he was doing, I mean, the stuff he was doing, there it is, the handshake that killed the Attitude Era, pretty much. Beating up Jim Ross, blooding him, stuff with Triple H, really good stuff. And he needed to do it for himself. He said he wasn't sure where his character was going. You got to turn him heel. He did a great job. Steve Austin is actually like a really good wrestler, which is not news, but you sort of lose sight of it because he's so iconic and his matches do really sort of come down as kick punch. But I mean, the guy could do anything, kind of like Hogan too, right? Like Hogan knew how to make you feel the way he wanted you to feel.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't say any better. But yeah, it's crazy. Imagine the pop he would have gotten though if he did stunner Vince McMahon there at the very end, and he just added that element. You know, he needed to use Vince to get the title, and then fuck you. But they went with this heel run. I thought it was really good. I thought the heel running was entertaining. You're right. He was something that you could not like. You hated him.
Yeah, it was like he had betrayed everything that you'd known about him, and it wasn't just sort of an off the cuff kind of thing, because they had really kind of built this up. I thought the build up to this and his promo, I think it was a sit down across from The Rock saying that he has to win it. He needs this. And so he would sell out everything about himself because he had to prove to himself he could still be the champion after going away with crazy neck surgery and being gone a year. So like, it makes sense why he would make those choices, and it just made for really interesting character development that unfortunately people just didn't want to see. They didn't want Stone Cold to make them feel that way. They wanted Stone Cold to be giving them hell yeahs and stunnering the boss and stuff.
Yeah, they just weren't ready. Just weren't ready for a heel Stone Cold. He was still everybody's hero at the time. But. And
so the reaction of the crowd was not very great too when this happened. It's not heat, right?
More confusion. Like you can see the big pop when Austin won, like when you get the 1, 2, 3, and then just the celebrations with Vince afterwards and the handshaking and then everything else. People are going, oh shit, what's happening here? What the fuck is this? Are we supposed to be booing? What's going on? So
interesting.
Yeah.
And there you go. WrestleMania 17. Not a bad show. I mean, it would have been a good one to go to for sure. I feel maybe suffers from being a little too overrated at this point. And I mean, every list that you see, it still rates it as being the top one. Where would you put it overall? We both agree, not the best. Where would you put it?
WrestleMania 17, man, it's got to be top 5. Got to be top 5.
All right. So, but not one.
Not one, no.
Okay, interesting.
Top 3, maybe top 3.
Top 3. So you got what? You put your top 3 is 19, 21, and 17.
I would say 19,
40. No, we're going to 40, so that might be up there. What is it? Go ahead.
19,
30. No, you went to 31 though, right?
Yeah, 19,
yeah.
31,
and you put
17.
up the 31 up there. Yeah. Yeah, because you went to that one though, so that's probably why you put 31 up there. But you didn't like 21, or you did?
No, I did. No, I did like 21. Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
But you weren't a fan of the 22 though, or was 22 in your top?
22 is okay. It's okay. It's it's got some good matches, but it's not, but it's good.
There you go. All right, Aaron, what's next? What is next?
My goodness.
We're just going to talk a little bit about WrestleCon again and then go home out of it.
Sure. So, as we all know, WrestleCon is fast approaching. It is only 18 or 19 days away at this point. Thursday, here's our table of events. Thursday, we arrive. We are going to go to the Mark Hitchcock WrestleCon Super Show Thursday night. We were going to do some live streaming down there. Then on Friday, it's WrestleCon. We have Andrew Anderson and Jason Knight, ECW Original, joining us. We're going to have some giveaways that day too. Saturday, we have Pitbull, number 1, Gary Wolf. We have the man, the legend himself, Ken Patera. And on Sunday, we have the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer, OVW star, and of course, the guy from our showcase today in The Real Deal. He is raw. He is real. He's real. He's raw. He's August Artois. I'm so bad today. Holy shit.
No, it makes for better.
Services.
Makes for better stuff. What about pricing and stuff? I've seen some people asking of pricing. Do we do anything with that? Because I mean, what are the prices? Do you know any of that?
Yeah. Jason and Andrew are 20 or a combo for 30.
Now, when you mean combo is like a picture with both of them for $30?
And a picture is 20 and autograph is 20, or you can do a combo of autograph and picture for 30.
Okay, cool. That's fair. I'm going to get me a picture of Andrew Anderson. That's for sure. Go ahead. Lord knows he's going to make us pay for it, but I still want one.
1 second. I'll get the pricing here. Getting the rest of it. Let's see. Chelsea from High Spots. Pricing. Here we go. Okay. So Anderson is also selling Reinforcer coffee, Reinforcer tea for $25, and trading cards for $20.
Sorry. Wait, hold on there. He's selling coffee and tea?
Reinforcer tea. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, okay, interesting. Now, I got a lot of questions. I'll save them for Anderson. Go ahead, please. Sorry, I apologize.
No worries. Gary Wolf, he is $25 for a picture, $25 for an autograph, or $40 for a combo.
That's a great deal.
Great deal. Ken Patera. Actually, sorry. August Artois is $10 for a picture, $10 for an autograph, $15 for a combo. I do not know what Jane Mercer's pricing in. She's hardcore. We'll be doing that before us. So the last one is Ken Patera. $30 for signed items or a photo. $50 for a signed item and a photo combo. Or $60 for a signed book.
Wow. Is he going to have copies of the book there?
He is.
That's awesome. Yeah. And he said he'll sign anything. You bring it, he'll sign it. He said he won't turn anything down. That's
right. We had a very good conversation with him yesterday. I'm kind of disappointed that the audio was kind of bad and we can't really show a whole lot of it on the show here. But show some of it, yeah.
Look, I mean, he's 80 years old, and that he even knows how to answer a phone. I was impressed with, but we're not getting some decrepit Ken Patera. He's still a strong man, and he's going to talk, and he's going to swear, and he's going to be a great time. I can't wait for it. That's probably the deal of the. He has. I mean, my God, that's a great deal to meet and talk to Ken Patera for $30. Is it to get something signed?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's good stuff.
Deal.
I'm definitely going to get a couple of copies of that book for sure. I can't wait to talk to him in person.
Mm-hmm. And also during this week, Friday night, we're going to be at the Battleground Championship Wrestling block party and also the tribute to the Extreme show that night at the ECW Arena. We're going to do some live streaming and interviews down there. That's going to be a hell of a time. And then, of course, we have a brunch to go to on Saturday morning with superstars who have been at Wrestlemania and had Wrestlemania moments. Then, of course, Saturday evening.
I hope it's all
Sunday
women
night.
wrestlers, man. I hope it's all the women wrestlers that are with us for that.
You
in your place, every single one of them.
Anyway, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be live streaming the whole time, bringing all the action directly to you in your living room. If you've never experienced WrestleCon before, we got you.
And our quest to 3,000, that's what it's all about. Once we get that monetization, we're off to the moon, and we'll never talk to our friends who are lowly, non-monetized people. And we are going to ditch all of our women behind, and we're only going to date YouTubers moving forward. So help get us there so that we can leave behind these wretched, lonely lives we both lead currently as non-monetized pieces of trash.
There you go. Please help us.
Thank you, Aaron. Well, another great show put together. Here we are, less than 21 days out until it all goes down.
Yes, sir. And until then, join us next week. And as always, we do not watch the product, but we know our shit. Take it easy. Cheers. See you in 7 days.